So, I was really relieved to see at work in 2014 that individuals who are exposed to the food addiction model, saying that there's something about these foods and the way that it impacts the brain and the reward system, actually reduced people's stigma ratings of an individual for obesity relative to those who were given the kind of typical calories in, calories out explanation. So for me, that was a really key piece of whether we should keep doing this research. But I think it's really important to focus on the substance and not the role of the substance in this. It's so true that it's an interaction between an individual or a substance, but I think our narrative right now with obesity is it's all your fault. Right? You just don't have willpower, you're not trying hard enough. And that's something that in the history of addiction has been often the first step of how we explain an addiction. But as we start to understand how the substance or the industry creating and developing the substance are doing everything they can to really make a blissful, enticing substance that gets in there and really alters reward and motivation systems, it changes some of the narrative and how we think about addressing this. So I think we need to keep the focus not just on the individual and their risk factors, but also the contribution of the food itself. And we're hoping that this perspective on the food and thinking about its role might also increase openness to policy implications. We know in the field of addiction that a landmark moment was when we said, cigarettes weren't just habit forming, but they were addictive. Right? They were capable of getting in there and altering these systems. And that changed our kind of will and ability to make policy changes. So we've done some work here, and I tried to avoid too many statistics, but I wanted to put this in here, where individuals, it's cross-sectional, but individuals who endorse, I think, yes, these foods are addictive, right? That they're addictive, that they're problematic, that they were much more open to these food environmental focused policy initiatives, things like restricting marketing to teenagers, getting junk foods out of schools. And this was a very large effect size, and this is after controlling for things like political orientation, whether they were Republican or a Democrat, gender, BMI, race, their own Y-FAST scores. We controlled for everything in the kitchen sink, and that belief in food addiction still has very large effect size.